We turn to this now. South Africa is trying to ascertain if any of its citizens are still stuck in the Gaza Strip. 19 South Africans were finally rescued last week after being stuck there for 2 months since the Israel siege. Minister in the Presidency Khumbudzo Ntshavheni revealed this during her final post-cabinet briefing for 2023. Newzroom Afrika's Juniour Khumalo filed this report.
19 South African nationals have finally returned home after being stuck for 2 months in the Gaza Strip, thanks to efforts by the South African government with the assistance of its Egyptian counterparts.
Cabinet welcomed the arrival back home of 19 South Africans who had been stuck in Gaza. South Africa extends its gratitude to the government of Egypt for granting our citizens safe passage through the Rafah crossing into its country.
Ntshavheni added that efforts were underway to determine whether more citizens were still stuck in Palestine.
We are working with our teams in there and also the other agencies, relief agencies, including the UN, to find if there are other South Africans that are within Gaza, so that if they're still there, we'll work with other governments, including the receiving government of Egypt, who is at the Rafah corridor, to return them back into South Africa.
Efforts are also underway to bring back South Africans who also, according to Ntshavheni, chose to join the Israeli army in its fight against Hamas, despite them contravening the country's constitution.
You're already aware that there were those who were participating with the Israeli Defense Forces, which is in violation of our laws. And if they want to come back into the country, we'll also work to make sure that they come back into the country.
Cabinet has also approved the submission of the National State Enterprises Bill to Parliament. This piece of legislation paves the way for the establishment of a state-owned holding company that is envisaged to provide effective oversight of state-owned companies. Ntshavheni said this would provide much-needed stability in state-owned companies.
As Cabinet, we took a decision, and the President announced it during the State of the Nation address, that to stabilize the SOCs, because the majority of our SOC are destabilized with the changes of boards and management, which are sometimes caused by changes in ministers. And we then followed a model that is not unique to South Africa. It's a model that has been adopted in Malaysia and also in Singapore, wherein the state-owned companies, in terms of appointments of board, stabilizing the salaries, so that you don't, like now you're going to be jumping up and down on what is the salary of the new ESCOM CEO, Group CEO, and the Group CEO of Juniour, to make sure that there's uniformity for likes to like, and also performance management like to like in terms of the Companies Act. You then create an asset management company, which will then be responsible for those regulatory governance issues there.
The Integrated Resource Plan for 2023 and the Draft National Business Licensing Policy were also considered and approved by Cabinet for public comments and consultation. Cabinet meetings are adjourned until 2024. For Newzroom Afrika on Channel 405, I'm Juniour Khumalo in Pretoria.